If you've been keeping up with Marissa's posts, you know that we are getting ready to do a deep dive on this book, Shepherding a Child's Heart by Ted Tripp, first published in 1995. This copy is mine. It is one of the 1995 editions, and it was one of the first parenting books that was ever given to me, probably when my first was around 18 months old or so. It was also the book that kind of put me on the path towards this research, and we'll talk about why that is as we go through this series. But I wanted to do a little throat clearing here first to say that we aren't starting with Shepherding a Child's Heart because it is uniquely bad or uniquely problematic, but because it has been uniquely influential. In fact, most of our research and discussion here and in our book will focus on resources and books that have had a big reach and lasting influence. And Shepherding a Child's Heart, published in 1995, is still widely used in many evangelical circles, along with some of the original curriculum and videos that were produced to go along with it. And if you were familiar with this book, you might have been given a copy as almost a counterpoint to James Dobson's books or someone in that cohort, because Ted Tripp throughout this book uses language that really foregrounds and emphasizes the importance of connection and relationship with children. The title, Shepherding a Child's Heart, evokes this interest in the inner life of a child. But from the beginning, this interest in what's underneath behavior really comes down to looking for, exposing, naming sin. Throughout the book, Tripp tries to empower parents to identify and name sin issues in a child's heart and connect those to behavior issues. Now, if you were in the market for a parenting book in 1995 or the years after, you might have run into this book, Spiritual Parenting, released the following year in 1996. The authors are Hugh and Gail Prather. They were Methodist ministers in Arizona. And if you were a Christian parent looking for some advice in 1996, 1997, and you happened upon these two books, you would be faced with two very different paradigms of how to view child behavior. In the introduction to Spiritual Parenting, the Prathers write, "We owe our children nothing less than what we ourselves are given. Since God loves all creatures, great and small, it seems arrogant or conceited for us to say that we can pass judgment on our children when God does not judge them." So already you can see how the landscape of Christian parenting guidance was setting parents up to have to make a choice about how to perceive their children's behavior and sin.